Yes, so it has been 8 months since the last episode. Oh, I guess I should I guess we should say hello. And then do we do a boop?
I think we need to do a boop, probably.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Boop.
There we go.
That was good.
That was good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of Balboa Zoo.
7.
Oh, wait. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
7.
it's been 8 months. Okay.
Wow, just give me the channel.
Honestly.
Truly.
Truly. Welcome to episode 7 of Balboa Zoo. I am joined, again, as always, by my very good friend, jAsh.
Hello.
Hello.
We made it.
We did. It's funny because we were initially going to film a Twin Palms episode and then quickly realized that mods are not updated. And so,
Yeah.
so this sounds so lame, but I was up until 2 a.m. last night trying to get stuff done in this park to make it presentable.
For Balboa?
Yeah, for Balboa. And then
Well, I can't wait to see it.
Okay, good. Yeah, so there will hopefully be a Twin Palms episode out soon. But with that said, there has been a lot done in Balboa, and I hope that you guys are all doing good since the last episode 8 months ago. That's almost a full pregnancy.
Yes, we almost carried a child.
Yeah, we did.
The last time I was in this file, my mind was blown. But I know that you've done like a ton of work since then.
I have.
So I can't wait to see it. That view is amazing. Jesus.
Yeah. This is a replica of the Museum of Man in Balboa Park, which one day we'll be seeing a lot closer, but I just I like this sightline. And it's kind of cool because you start to see it in a lot of other places in the zoo, which is cool. And I don't think that this was done last time, so I just kind of wanted to show it off.
What is it going to be in this park file?
I think it's personally just going to be a historical landmark that is just going to be used as some kind of, I don't know. It can even be a wedding venue or something that people can rent out. I don't know. What we're going to look over today is the African area that I have been working on since the beginning of time, it seems.
Hype. Sorry, I just wanted to say hype.
Okay, so you cut out and all I heard was the hoghorn.
Oh,
I was like,
I said hype.
I was like, what the hell is going on? A big majority of what I wanted to show today is this restaurant, and also the African Savannah area.
I'm already seeing that El Prado sign.
Mm-hmm.
What? Did you make that?
Hello, this is Remnant from the Here and Now as I edit. I just wanted to kind of add this little insert before we keep going. So usually before we record an episode, I'm usually very nervous because it's something that I don't do all the time. And the amount of research that I should have done before filming an episode was not done. So I just want to let you know that the one person behind these mods is the amazingly talented Nicholas LionRider. So please be sure to subscribe to his channel. That'll be down below. But I just wanted to make sure that I didn't come off as snobby. For some reason, I had thought that it was a group of modders doing this pack, but it's just Nicholas. So yeah, I'm very thankful to be testing this pack, and I'm just super thankful to Nick for allowing me to. So back to the video. The modders were nice and gave me early access to their Safari pack. And it comes with this font, and it's nice of them because they named this font Balboa. So I mean,
that looks amazing. I love that.
Right? I kind of stacked two on top of each other to make that little the two-tone color, and then just did what we've been doing with other fonts, is making the outlines and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what is this? Is it like a sign, or is it just a font type in the game?
It's a font type in the game, so you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but this is just like a little, not little, but it's like a quick service restaurant, kind of like Chipotle style.
Hope there's a bathroom nearby.
Right. This is based off of I think it's the Bel Air Country Club in Malibu.
Sounds like somewhere I can't afford.
Same. Which is why I had to build it in here and make it just a quick service restaurant. But yeah, that's it's like a really awesome building, and I was like, I need to make that in Balboa, even though it's not part of San Diego or Balboa. It like 100% like fit that
Oh yeah,
that vibe.
Isn't this kind of the point in the park where you what's the way I can say it? Maybe you like started going rogue from what's in the actual zoo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess what I was getting at is it makes sense that you would naturally kind of start to, like this whole architecture style isn't necessarily in the actual San Diego Zoo
Mm-hmm.
or this building itself, but it works really well with what you already have going.
Obviously, a big portion of this zoo is based off of Balboa Park, which is what the original San Diego Zoo is in, but a lot of those buildings aren't in the actual zoo. And so, I would love to just add like a bunch of those Balboa buildings, but if I see something that like really like speaks to me in other locations, I want to put it in here too. So this is like more of like the quick service restaurant part, and we'll go in there soon. But there are also stairs to get to a higher portion, the like upper level of the restaurant, and that will probably be like a little bit more of like a fine dining experience, and maybe there'll be like a whole other place up there to get food that's like completely separate from this quick service restaurant. You made this arbor.
I did.
This is from Twin Palms.
And it's uber piece heavy.
Yes, which I soon
To be so small.
yeah, which I soon found out. I think that my face was like 2 inches away from the screen as I was trying to like click like all the
Yes.
separate pieces.
Yes. I love that you integrated this into Balboa.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it serves more than one purpose.
No, it's
because it took me a while to build. I like the elevator, so I'm assuming that takes you up to, it opens up on the back half of whatever that dining platform is.
Yes. Yeah. So you can take the stairs to the left, or you can take the elevator for obvious reasons. And yeah, this is not done. Whoops. And we'll go up to that second level later. This is just obviously kind of like a different style than like
it's very Chipotle,
right? Isn't it? Yeah. And I wanted a lot of the interiors of this building, of the buildings in general in Balboa, to be a little bit more modernized. But they're still inside of a building that's like older. So you can definitely tell that this is obviously like an old building that was renovated, especially like when you look at the roof and or the ceilings. And they just kind of like amped it up. And a color that I use a lot in this zoo is like this dark like aqua turquoise. So it kind of matches with like the interior that we have for the museum that you helped me with. So it's kind of cool to kind of make all of the interiors like have kind of the same feel, but they're obviously different.
You can tell like there was probably like a large reno project that happened that affected a lot of the more like heavily trafficked areas, like the quick service restaurants and the museum and stuff like that. Yeah, this looks great.
Thank you. I did all of this stuff in the front. And then the stuff in the back is from the workshop. When it comes to like the kitchen appliances and stuff like that.
I love the deep fryer that's like steaming back there.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. And then this is like a, I guess a stove for something. I don't know, but I kind of
maybe like quesadillas, or maybe they serve pizza.
You know what? It's so funny because I think that when I initially built this, I had a pizza place in mind, and then I forgot when I was making like the name of the place like 2 days ago. So we'll just say that they have Mexican pizzas because RIP they don't have them anymore at Taco Bell.
Triggered.
Right.
Thank you for listening.
You're welcome. So you can get them here.
People are probably like, what the fuck are they talking about? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple in here, like pretty straightforward. There's nothing like crazy, but
You wanted to have an interior, but I mean, this is as detailed as it needs to be, in my opinion. It looks great.
thanks. I definitely feel like there can be a little bit more clutter, like especially like in front of here. Maybe more like lines or something. I don't know, but I'm not good at interiors, so that's the
Yeah, or maybe we could implement like some kind of like very small row of like booths or something for the people that don't want to eat out in the sun, maybe. But that's the only thing I can think of.
Or like maybe like some like higher like tables or something with like
like
bar
a
stools.
bistro table.
Yeah.
God, I love that sign.
Thanks. I love that font. This bird is also from that mod pack.
My eyes are peeled.
Yes, keep them peeled. I want to replace all of these tables with the ones that I made for Twin Palms. I'm not feeling these, but I was just, y'all, I'm lazy when it comes to this game. When you build something like this, sometimes you just don't have time for replacing things like this.
Exactly. The smaller things like tables take a backseat.
Right. It's just like, and then I have to go into because I haven't saved it to like, my blueprint. So I have to go back into the Twin Palms file. It'll take like 5,000
Oh God,
years.
yeah.
Hello, this is Editing Remnant once again from the Here and Now. Just letting you know that for some reason jAsh's audio got like really messed up for like 2 minutes. So if it sounds weird, you know why, and you've been warned. Okay, bye. So yeah, this is the African Grasslands area. In the original, in San Diego Zoo, this area is called Urban Jungle, which I think is the stupidest name.
I was like, it doesn't sound great.
No. Also, it's like probably like one of the worst looking areas in the zoo. It just doesn't look good at all. I feel like, with the animals that they have in here, they obviously deserve a little better, but
yeah.
This is like a backstage area. Believe it or not, this we're not going to go back there right now because it's not finished. So this was the upper level that I was talking about. It goes over this service road, and like this service road kind of dips down underneath that, and that's what's going to connect all of the like staff members to the animals and the backstage of that. So yeah, we're greeted with a view of basically like the entire area. Wow. I have kind of like, I think since the last time you saw this, I've changed a lot of stuff. This is like a technique that a lot of people have been using, and so I definitely didn't make this up, but it looks like fake zoo rock.
I need a moment. That is so cool. I would have never thought to flip those trees upside down because I know exactly what you're going for, and it looks just like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. I mean, like I said, definitely wasn't my idea, but I think everyone kind of does it a certain different way, and I like the way it's come out.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Wow, this is very inspiring.
Ooh, I've inspired you.
What if I just left and like went and played the game?
I get the notification on the top right of my screen that you're playing.
I like this custom fence that you have here as well.
Thank you.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Also a pain because curved.
I was going to say, is it curved as well?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I remember what you had here before, and you basically just replaced the rocks with that upside down tree effect. And it looked amazing before. It looks very like zooey now.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Zooey?
100%. It's
zoo-esque. There's so many layers here, and I would say it's an assault on my eyeballs, but that would mean that it's like it would have a negative connotation. It's like there's so much to look at, and I don't know what to look at first. It's almost overwhelming because it all looks so amazing.
San Diego Zoo has a sister park called the Safari Park, and that's kind of how it feels. Like you overlook like this crazy, like just like mesa, I guess, of just this open land, and there's so much to look at, but it's like so pretty and stuff. So yeah, it is a little bit overwhelming, and kind of like what I was going for.
Yeah, I love that. I've kind of scoped that what you're talking about out on Google Maps, and it's almost like you're looking down on like acres upon acres upon acres, right? Yeah, I get the same exact feeling here. It looks cool.
Cool. Yeah, and what's cool about this area is it's actually pretty small. So I'm glad that it kind of still feels like you're looking at this big, vast open space.
Very good forced perspective here, because like you said, it seems, I know how big this area is looking overhead. It's not as big as what you feel like you're seeing.
Yeah, it's super small, and I tried my best to keep it relatively similar space-wise to what's there right now at the San Diego Zoo. And again, this isn't a recreation. I'm just kind of trying to stick to the map, I guess, as best as I can. So, but yeah, even here, like seeing like the rhino in the back with like these gazelle,
what a view.
It's crazy.
I mean, this view is amazing. And I love that you kind of were touching on like you get so much interaction here. But they're totally separate exhibits. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. You get a lot of interaction, but at the same time, like I don't think that the gazelles over here are like necessarily feeling like threatened or anything by them, because I don't even know if they see it. But
I don't know. That one on the right looks a little threatened. That one kind of reminds me of myself.
And I'm standing right behind you. So these signs, I just used justGoron's little like drawings that he made for his educational boards, which are so cool.
Wait, those are made out of shapes? That's not like
these are like commas and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. He's insane.
I mean, it looks great up close, but from far away, I just thought that was like one of the in-game screens.
Yeah, no, it's a bunch of commas and periods and stuff.
Wow. He did a great job.
Yeah, he did. So I took that because he kind of just had them on like really just like, you know, basic like wooden boards, and I wanted that to be in something a little bit more modern, to kind of go off of. I love the contrast between the very modern signs and like the super like just outdoorsy rocks and stuff.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So this is not a picture of the gazelles. I think it's like a springbok or something, but he didn't have one of gazelles, and I wanted them in here. They look very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about animals, so had you not told me that, I wouldn't have known. So
same, but I feel if he's watching this, I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
Okay, so before you were able to see like the giraffes from here. And I kind of wanted to keep it a little bit closed, but what's cool is that sometimes you can see their heads popping up from behind here.
That is super cool.
Yeah. So I wanted to just kind of keep it closed. And also I didn't want it to be a place where people might just like stand, and I didn't want this to be a place for people to gather. I kind of want them to walk through.
And you still get that sense of discovery too. So it's like, you see that sign, so you know that there's a giraffe somewhere around here. So I feel like the second you would see it in person, you have that element of surprise, and it would be like really cool, like a cool experience.
Totally. Yep. And then so you get more views of these guys before seeing the rest of the exhibits, and then you get another view of the rhinos over here.
Yeah, this is great.
Thanks. So this is the back of that restaurant, and so this is that second level that I was mentioning before. You can see that second level a little bit more up here.
So that what we're seeing here, that upper level would be the dining experience, right?
Yeah.
Or would it be this lower level?
So this, can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Okay. So this level up here would be where the dining is. And then this would kind of be like, I guess this could also be dining, but I imagine this being like a thing where you pay a little bit extra to like feed the giraffes.
That would be so cool. We're going to say it's that.
Okay, cool. But then what's cool is you can dine up here, and then you kind of have this view of, you know, everything else, and we'll take a look at that later.
So I remember what this area looked like before, and you do this thing to where you create like a masterpiece, and then you go in, and what most people would just be satisfied with it and keep it, you go in and you completely change it, and it somehow makes it better. I don't know how to explain it, because I felt like I already knew exactly what this area looked like, and then I see it again and I'm like, holy crap, it looks totally different.
It's different. And that's what I get for working on this for like literally 8 months, I think, since like the last episode. So it's just like I got kind of tired of it.
Well, please don't change this, because this looks insane.
I won't. And if anything, I'll probably just like add a little bit more like detail, but I don't think I'm going to take away anything. But thank you.
I think you could get maybe some ivy growing on the, that wall back there or something. But the foliage itself is like, you can tell it's manicured, like perfect for the area.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks amazing. This is crazy.
Thanks. I think I want to say, like, what time frame do you think, like, what year do you think that this exhibit would have been, like, I guess, like, renovated? Because I feel like, right? Okay, good. That's what I was thinking too.
Like 2007 to 2010-ish.
Yeah. Okay. That's exactly what I was thinking too. So
what I feel like happened, it was in like the early 2000s. They were like, the owners and operators of the zoo were like, yo, new millennium, who dis? And they were like, we need like we need something big, like give me some ideas. And people were like, we should do a revamp of the Africa area. And that's obviously took years to happen. And I feel like that's when it happened, but it looks amazing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Yeah, so obviously a lot of money went into this. I feel like when they brought everything in, obviously it was very freshly like planted, and so things still look semi-new, but they've kind of like grown into their surroundings. I would say that these big trees were probably brought in a little bit smaller than this, and then in the past like 10 years they've grown to where they are now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We have your what do you call these binoculars?
Scenic binoculars.
Yeah, scenic binoculars. That are able to, look into the rest of the exhibits. It's kind of cool because you can see a little bit of the jank. Some of the things that are actually keeping the animals in there.
I'm still shook at these freaking logs. Like, that is, whoever discovered that, like, I will pay your rent for 1 month. Just DM me.
Okay, can I just say that it was me then?
You're like, it was me.
Yeah, I think his name is Mario on Discord on Bro Nation. A genius.
Great find, man.
A genius, some would say.
Great find.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure, like, when I saw this, I was like, okay, now I need to go into all of my exhibits and change literally everything.
You're like, Balboa's canceled.
Honestly,
we need to redo that.
I was like, yeah, like, honestly, and this sounds so bad, but I think I'm going to go into my tiger exhibit and change all those stuff to this.
You kind of touched on this. I love how the foliage does not look necessarily new, but you can tell that it's not old, and that it all grew at around like the same rate. So it's like, it looks perfect.
It looks very manicured.
So this trough, does it, I'm assuming its purpose is to separate the exhibits. Is there anything in there, or it's just a divider for the exhibits?
There's nothing in there. It's just a divider. I think that the Rhino has access to it, and then there's like a little ramp to bring it back up just in case it like falls in there or something.
Well, it looks cool. I mean, it's one of those things that, like, again, it's forced perspective. Like, you feel like you're very close to that Rhino, but you're really not.
Yeah, and I think it's like, especially like if we look at like this angle, you see like the grass here, and then there's the grass on this side, and your eye almost doesn't see this cliff. So it looks like you're just standing, right.
Very cool.
You're at the same level of it, but you're not in any danger, obviously. Basically used that same log technique, but made it look a little bit like a dry riverbed by putting some of these like mud pieces.
I mean, this looks like a zoo. It's crazy. I know, which sounds lame because it's like it's a zoo game, but they did a really good job on the foliage and rocks, so sometimes it can be really hard to make it seem like a zoo, if that makes sense.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like what helped a ton was when they did the faux rocks.
Oh, absolutely.
But this little technique that you got going here kind of ups the ante a little bit.
There's so many different areas in this exhibit altogether where you can view the different animals. So it's not like there's like one main area where you can see them. This piece is also from that mod pack.
I was gonna ask, is this this isn't from the DLC?
No, this is from that mod pack that's going to come out soon.
These are like excellent pieces.
Right. They look amazing. This is a direct rip from the Safari Park's like entrance sign for their parking lot. So, but I thought it would be a perfect place to kind of like show where the rhinos are. And then we have jastGoron's really cool art.
Still shook at those.
Right. But before we go in there, let's kind of like take a look more at this area. Love how you kind of have to peek over the grass to see.
Yeah.
To see them back there.
I feel like you get different like vibes throughout this exhibit, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. It's almost like you're kind of going deeper into like a certain area because you do get a little bit different vibes. Like this area kind of has a different vibe than just like what's 20 feet away.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
Yeah, and what's cool is like when you look at when you go like into the rhinos, you can also just get a better view into the giraffes exhibit as well.
Yeah, I mean you could quickly walk through this exhibit maybe but I feel like if you get different views from different areas, whether they be intended or not.
Mm-hmm.
And that could make you like really take your time,
mm-hmm.
which is cool.
I feel like I would spend so much time like just this portion of the park itself. So here are the rhinos. Their exhibit is just like it's kind of just like plain because I don't think that if you give them like a lot of stuff, like they're just gonna like trample it.
Yeah. So. Well, I love the terrain shifts here. It's cool. Do they come down like right here to the left where it's low?
Sometimes they do. I should put one of those like scent things for like them to sniff for them to come down here more. But they definitely do come down here sometimes. This is supposed to look very old and janky.
Success.
Yeah, and it's like I tried to do that like go away green color. Because it really like you don't really pay any attention to it until like you're like looking right at it. This is almost like one of those ones where like they spent a lot of time, with the rock work and making everything nice for them over here, but then they're like, this works.
Yeah.
And then here's that other sight line that will obviously be better.
Is that how far away that building is?
Yeah.
Wow. That's the one we saw from the front, right?
Yeah, so it's like the entrance of the park is like all the way over here.
Jeez.
Like over there. Yeah, you can see the red buildings over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
It's the magic of Tejidcam.
For real, it looked like it was way closer than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is like, I think that this kind of marks like the middle of the park, which is kind of cool because it's like an icon of the park.
My computer melts as you say that.
Over here, we got like a covered area. These are ripped from Twin Palms.
Yep.
Just recolored them. Just, more views of this area. Which is fun because I feel like every little like area just has like a new different view, which is cool.
Yeah, it's like views on views on views, and I believe there's one on the other side too, right? Like on the other side of that building. Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Which is the view that I like the best.
I'm assuming you see some giraffe necks from over there too.
Yeah. Yeah, and this exhibit is meant to go like clockwise, so I kind of like really wanted it that way for a reason. Okay, so next we have this Balboa Giraffe Education Center, which until last night did not have an interior.
Now I love the way that this looks.
Yes, this was a very jAsh building.
This is very satisfying.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yay. Oh, I'm glad.
Super cool.
So this was inspired by another like giraffe house. I forgot what zoo it's from, and I don't even know if it was completed. I think it might have just been like a render.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love how it looks. I love how it's completely. You can tell that maybe this is even newer than like when they built this area like in 2009 or 10. I also like how, just this plaza is not done. It is very bare bones right now, but it looks very modern compared to what we just walked through.
I feel like this is kind of needed though, because not to say that it could have gotten repetitive, but there's so much that you've already seen that I feel like you needed something to kind of ground it and break it up a little bit. And this is perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's what, like, when I was building it, I was like, oh my God, like there's just so much, like there's no way that I can make like another exhibit right here with just the same motif without giving like my eye and a rest. And also I like that this is so open because it starts to feel a little bit closed in.
Beautiful.
Thank you. So this is just like an outdoor viewing area of the interior of the giraffe house. So this is like basically like where I guess they would put them at night and feed them and bathe them.
Wow.
Yes, but we shall go in there now.
Yeah, I'm excited. The last time I saw this, it did not have an interior.
I mean, yesterday morning, this did not have an interior. So, yeah, it's basic, but this is like where you would go in. This would be like a waiting area, because I think that this would also be something that you would purchase extra, because you get to like go in and like feed them and stuff. So you can, do it here, and then you have the option of feeding them over there too.
I
don't know.
I mean, this is exactly what something like this would look like, though.
Yeah.
And I love the tile border on the floor.
Yes, those are new pieces with the Africa DLC, which I love. Okay, so I'd assume that they would want you to wash your hands before you go in, because you're like feeding them. So I put like a little station there. These tiles are really cool. They're from the new Africa pack as well.
Jeez. The DLC or the mod
The
pack?
DLC. Sorry, I'll say the DLC. The Africa DLC.
That looks great.
They look very Balboa, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because everything else looks modern. Yeah, I would probably put like more like signs and stuff in here. But I didn't get to it.
That's okay.
All right, shall we enter?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
You did this in one sitting?
No. Okay, so
I was like, grab my purse.
So these beams, I guess I did, but these beams were the only thing that was in here.
Okay, grab my purse. This looks so cool.
Thank you.
Is that like a feeding mechanism with the tree?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not like functional, but this is just one of those. What are those called?
I think it's a sapling, right?
The sapling. I was like, what is that called?
Is that the Brazilian
sapling? Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep. And so it's kind of cool because obviously none of them are in here right now, but the giraffes do come in here.
There's
and
something
sometimes,
in there.
Yeah, it's one of those like gazelle things. Yeah, so sometimes they do come in here and they do come like right up to here, which is cool. They obviously don't eat this, but
that would
they kind of just chill over here.
I would love to see that.
I know. Maybe they'll make something in the future that like isn't, the main feeding thing. I could actually put a feeding thing in here too. That might be cool. But yeah, these are like their little pens and stuff. These are meant to kind of like look like they can like they're like connected to this top thing, so they can slide over.
Very cool.
I don't know if I got that, but
no, you did. It looks cool.
Cool. Yeah, and you can see like some of the backstage.
This is very zoo-y.
Right? I found 2 references, and I copied basically like, all the mechanisms, and then, kind of did like the wood motif and stuff myself, just because I wanted it to look a little bit more modern. But yeah, I don't ever do this. Like, I never build interiors ever. So it was fun, but these are from the new DLC, which is I love these.
Those fence pieces were probably some of the best items they've added in like a really long time.
Totally. And much needed. I don't know why they weren't there in the first place, but
yeah, I was gonna say I love the drains in the floor.
Yeah, was just gonna point those out. Yes, I felt that that would add some realistic jank.
Yeah, for sure. And I noticed them on the concrete down below too.
Mm-hmm. They're right there, and then they're also down there too.
Wow. I mean, this seems very like functional. I can't think of anything that you missed. So good job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there is, like, I know that I need a door, and just some other things, but I think for me, it's fine, and I can add a door. But I think as far as the innards of this building, this looks fine.
Yeah, nice.
And I added a window up here because you can see the tip of that tower.
Love that.
Yeah, and then so on this side you have
oh wow.
I didn't build, obviously this is just like one of those like the in-game things, but this is just like where they prepare food and stuff, and I wanted it to be seen.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, and then this stuff is just from the workshop.
Love the fire hydrant on the wall too.
Oh, the fire extinguisher.
Yes, fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Great job.
Thank you. I was shooketh because I don't ever do stuff like this, and I think it looks fine, but I was just shook that I was able to just get it done.
Yeah, same.
Okay, cool. Tejid Cam was mad at us.
We took a vacation to the roof.
Yep, we did. So all of this stuff is under tarps because Mr. jAsh is going to be building some stuff too.
Yeah.
So obviously it's unfinished, so I didn't want it to be spoiled. But over this way, we have a Meerkat exhibit.
Lovely. I love these. These planters are so cool with the little meerkats in them.
Thanks. They feel very like artsy. So I also built this at 2 a.m. last night. And I love. Have you gotten a chance to like look at the meerkats?
I have not. Nope.
So they're super cool, but let's kind of like take a look at what's around here first. So this is the backstage of the Rhino exhibit. Mm-hmm. Obviously they need like a big door in case they need to be like taken out. And then on this side, there is another like gate here that will be kind of connected to that service road that I was talking about. So that's basically how they would get the rhinos. And then these are just some planters, kind of gives you a preview of what you're about to see. These are from the DLC. Also, another one of the great like foliage pieces from the DLC was this new grass. I think it looks so good.
Mm-hmm. I love how subtle you were with the I guess it would technically be the entrance to these little miniature areas. Well, not miniature, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you know, you're about to see meerkats, but I love how you like subtly made that.
Yeah, I don't think that you need a big shrine for like everything that you're about to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nothing needs, I don't know. Yeah, and I feel like if I can add a water feature anywhere, I'm always going to add it. So I just added like this little thing.
What are these the round brown like plaster looking things?
So with the Africa DLC that just came out, they basically expanded the plaster pack. So if you go back in your game, like there's so many pieces in the plaster pack now. It's like, it's amazing. There's so many pieces. And the plaster pack is one that I use like all the time. So just knowing that we have even more pieces now is really cool.
Yeah, same. I make almost like you can make a really good custom building out of the plaster pack just because the texture isn't repetitive and they made so many great like sizes of the pieces.
And just the way it like looks in the light, it looks so good. And the way that it, like, you know, if you put whatever color you want on it, it usually looks good. There's some pieces where the colors don't look that great.
I see them running.
Right?
Oh my gosh, so cute.
This was fun because it's a really, really small exhibit. So it's
Did
like
it just
really
pop
cool.
out of a hole?
Yeah, so they dig holes. We can sit and watch them for a little bit.
Good job, Frontier, for putting that.
Yeah,
in the game.
they did such a great job. Yeah, do you see?
Yeah.
So they go into those holes and then they pop. I'm literally pointing at the screen. They pop out.
That is so cool.
Yeah, and they just all dig their little holes. Yeah, this is just this little exhibit. It's really cute. I think it's kind of like a nice break after seeing like those really big exhibits.
Yeah. And this is a little bit more intimate too. Like
For sure.
you feel like you're right there in it, which is cool. I love that they dig their own holes. That's amazing.
It's crazy. It's insane. You can go inside. They dig their own holes, and then they just kind of like pop out. They like teleport to like another one. Yeah.
Look at his little head. That's
right?
so cute.
Yeah.
They kind of look like my dog, Blakey.
Oh.
I love just seeing their little heads pop out of there.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
And good job
really...
for them actually like not diving down into, but crawling down into the hole and not just like glitchy, like disappearing into it.
Or like phasing, like just phasing into it.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. Frontier did an amazing job with this. And then over here I have like a little view into like their den.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one link. Oh, he dug a hole, but they're
nice.
They also like sleep in there too.
Why am I like bending my head down? Like I'm like looking in there.
Me too.
This is cool.
Yeah, it's fun, and I put it like super low because this is like something like kids like love looking at.
Yeah, for sure.
And adults, since this is like raised a lot, it kind of like blocks a lot of the backstage, which I haven't put there yet.
I feel like this exhibit is like a perfect like cutoff space though.
Yeah,
for that, because you can really make the rock work high because they need some kind of elevated terrain to dig their holes in, and it works out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they totally do. It's funny because I thought that I was kind of like done with this area, but then once that pack came out, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to add meerkats.
Yeah, I remember what was here before, and this is
it was like a water. I think it was like water or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. See the little tip.
I was gonna say there's your building there.
It makes itself known.
Right.
This is kind of a preview of what you're going to see. This is from that mod pack. So it's just like a cheetah statue.
I was gonna say I don't recognize it, but that looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
So are these this mod pack, are these replacing things in the game, or they're standalone assets?
They're standalone, so they're brand new.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yes, I'll test them if I don't have to replace anything.
Right.
All of this stuff over here is what you're going to be building.
Yep.
Which is exciting.
I'll finish it soon, I promise.
You're totally fine. But yeah, so this is another viewing area for the rhinos up here. So we can go ahead and go up here. This is one of my favorite views, is like looking at everything this way.
Oh wow.
Right?
You feel
especially in this light.
Yeah, you feel like you're so close to them right here. Yeah. Nice. And again, just the layers are insane. Like I bet it looks really cool because this looks like one big exhibit right here. But I bet it looks insane when you actually see people walking. Like you could probably just see the tips of their head walking through there.
Yeah. Something that I really wanted to do, I guess, when like designing this, was making sure that all the paths for the most part were like sunken in. So really all you're seeing is, maybe like people's heads, like, you know, bobbing up and down as they're walking. But mostly you're just seeing like, you know, this level of like terrain, or this elevation, it's supposed to look like it's the same going all the way to the giraffes. And it kind of looks like that, but
it 100% does. This is like, I mean, I understand why it took so long to do, because this is like master plan E.
Wow.
Like this takes a lot of finesse and a lot of patience, and I don't think a lot of people could do that.
Would have been great if it didn't take 8 months. But I mean, and the thing is it wouldn't have taken 8 months if I was only working on this. So our twin palms like took like a big chunk of like you know, the end of last year and the beginning of this year, which I love that park. But it's also nice to, you know, revisit this and kind of get a little bit of like a breather.
Yeah. I love this.
Thank you.
I haven't been in the game in a while, just because like I've been super busy with work, and there's some other stuff going on that I'm like devoting some attention and time to. But
Totally.
what was that? I'm a mother. I'm just kidding. I'm not.
I am pregnant.
But this really makes me want to. This is inspiring to me, and not only just for like me to jump in Balboa and like finish up, that area that I'm working on, but also to get back into Twin Palms and do some stuff there.
Well, thank you. That means a lot coming from you. I think we all get like that, like I've been, busy too, and so getting into the game sometimes is not something that I want to do. And then when I do and I see other people's work, it's always cool to like go in and kind of like revisit things again.
Yeah. Well, it's such a creative game, right? So it's like if you're not, you can go in and force something, you know what I mean? But you can't. This to me cannot be forced. Like this, you can tell you were genuinely inspired by something.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
I mean, the payoff on it is untouchable, in my opinion. But that might just be me.
Wow.
If you agree, throw it in the comments.
No one says anything.
I think you're gonna be surprised.
Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you. I love just these like little in between places where there's no animals, but it's just like all of this foliage and stuff.
Yeah,
I love
like
how
you
this
could.
looks.
I mean, you could get lost back here, like in a good way, and just like just kind of mosey around and just discover things. I feel like there's more than just like animals here, which is cool.
Yeah, for sure. And like, like in zoos, there's always like, there's probably going to be like little signs talking about like the different plants and stuff like that.
One thing you really mastered with this area too is making all of these vantage points just seem very individual.
Yeah, I think like, and maybe it's just because of like what my day job is, but I always want to make sure that like you're kind of seeing like what you would see like in a picture, and like you're forcing yourself to only look at this, and there's no other distraction for the most part, Yeah,
I mean, this is a very like, you could photograph this area like it looks. That's kind of what I feel like you were going for. Like every view is so individual and like personalized that you almost forget that there's other people around, which is cool.
Yeah, it also like you said, it's a super personal, almost like a personalized experience. Like this vantage point is going to have a very different experience than the one that's right across, and something that's cool too is like, the lighting, it was the same time of day, but looking at it with the sun coming
totally different
toward you, it looks I love how this looks. This is
great job. I don't know how much I can say that, but I truly mean it. Like, excellent job. And I'm gonna say it a third time, I'm still shook by these daggum trees. As
dude,
rocks.
You have to do it.
What tree is this? I do need to know that.
So it's not it's actually,
it's a log. I'm sorry,
it's a log.
What you said.
It is it came in the aquatic pack. They're like, I think they're supposed to be like fake like dead trees.
Okay.
They're like rocks. Like, how like in zoos, like they'll make a tree, but it's like made out of concrete.
Yeah.
It's that. So
very cool.
It should be like, when you're looking at the game, it should be like one of the first in the rock section, because that's where like those new faux stuff, the new faux rocks are.
So is this the backstage for like the, what was it, like antelope or something that we're at?
Yeah, like the gazelle.
The gazelle, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And when it comes to these, so it was really hard for me, and this might be completely wrong too, but it was hard for me to do all the backstage areas, just because the way that it's designed in the urban jungle area, in the San Diego Zoo, there's like an actual, it just looks like you're on like a street. And so there's all these big trucks that can go right up to the exhibit. It's not like that in this one. So, but I still made sure that like little trucks can fit in here. And also, this exhibit isn't far from like another back service road that's like over on this side where the cheetahs are going to be. So I just tried to make it like slightly realistic. It's hard though, because I also don't know how the inner workings of like zoos go.
Same.
Right. Yeah. I did start watching. There's a show on Animal Planet called The Zoo. that I watched, and it's like all about the San Diego Zoo, which was cool. So you see like a lot of the backstage.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah, they also have one called the Aquarium, and it's the Georgia Aquarium. So
shook.
Yeah, so I've been watching that too. I was like, I need to go.
I'm like 30 minutes from there.
That makes me mad.
Well, you also live in probably one of the most desirable areas in the nation, so don't be too mad.
True.
I mean, who can just drive to like Balboa Park like that? Makes me sick. But.
True. I mean, it is a little. It's like an hour away from me, but yeah.
It's like
but then there's
13 for me,
true.
if not more. So this is
this
is the entrance of the area, right?
Mm-hmm. So over here is the
There
entrance.
Nice.
Yep. And it's just a whole other view. I love using these Brazilian nut trees as like a little focal point.
And they provide a lot of good coverage too. You do have to sink them kind of low.
Yeah, like really low. I almost don't think that they look good at their original.
No, they look weird to me.
Yeah, the only place I used them at their original height was like in the monkey area, because you just need like those higher trees, but that's about it.
Do we like these fever trees more than the ghost gum tree or whatever it's called?
You know what?
Like, look at the way the light is like hitting it.
Yeah, it's crazy how real it looks. It's cool because they go well with like the other trees too. So I think definitely fever tree, Brazilian nut tree, and the gum tree are my top three because they go well together. Yeah, so we've basically reached the end of the exhibit as it is now. Obviously there will be a a big reveal of the cheetah area, which I feel like the cheetahs are like, it's kind of cool to start it with the giraffes, which are one of the flagship animals, and then end it with the cheetahs, which I would also think is like a flagship animal. So
yeah, I mean, I would, the exciting for me going to the zoo is going to be giraffes, elephants, tigers, lions, rhinos, and probably a cheetah.
Yeah, like the larger cats.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of want everyone to see, or to at least get an idea of like how big the area is, because it's not. I mean, it's good size, but it is definitely not what.
So
what you think
this is it. It is not big at all.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I mean, just to give them a point of reference, to the left of that large fever tree in the center is the rhinos, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So you're not working with a lot of space at all.
Great job, man.
So thanks. So having it, kind of feel large, but still, God, there's like so much stuff. It's like you want to make it feel big, but also like you want to make it feel secluded. So, yeah. This was that upper deck that I was talking about that is going to be like...
Oh, yeah.
I obviously haven't done a lot of stuff up here. But this is that service road. It goes underneath here.
Very cool.
And you have that elevator right there, and then you have another elevator over here just in case there's someone with like a wheelchair that needs access to go down here. There wasn't really space to put a ramp, so I was like, let's just put another service elevator.
Yeah, looks good.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's other things that I've been working on.
You say that like it's not a lot. You're like, I mean, I know, I'm sorry guys, that's it.
Sorry, there's not more to show. It's been 8 months.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like if you zoom all the way out on the park file itself, that's almost like half of what had already existed. So I mean, like, that's a ton of work. Yeah.
So there's quite a few things that still need to be done.
What's in store for Balboa? Like, what do you think you'll be tackling next? I mean, I know we need to finish up the cheetahs and stuff, but what's what's on your radar currently?
So something that like I've been wanting to do is, like I mentioned, this Asian area down here, which you can kind of see has gotten started.
You posted a teaser that was you could tell the architecture was very Asian inspired on Discord. That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
You might have to dig for it, but that will at least kind of give you an idea of, I guess, what direction you're headed.
This area is so hard because you can't tell right here, but this whole thing is going gradually downhill. So that's why you see this thing like winding here.
Bless you, child.
Yeah. So, and I'm also going to try and put like some, like there's a whole, you can't tell, but there's a whole exhibit right here.
Really?
I'm also going to put like one right here. So there's just a lot. And then over here is supposed to be like a whole like valley, which is where they have more of their Asian animals. And then I don't know if I'm going to do this. And I don't know if you've seen any of like images from this section of the San Diego Zoo, but over here they have a whole section called Africa Rocks, which is like a mind-blowing huge exhibit. And I feel like I just did this, so I don't even know if I want to tackle this right now.
Like what's in that area?
It's still like African animals. So they have like the South African penguin.
Okay, cool.
They have like lemurs. They have like some like the animals that you wouldn't see like in the African savannah. It's like every other African animal. So they have like the leopards, and it's really cool.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
And thank you for taking time off of your day off to just like chat and look at all this stuff, because I don't like doing episodes by myself, and I'd rather do it with you.
Since you asked me, I've been like looking forward to it, so it is my pleasure.
Yay! Well, thank you everyone for watching. I know that this episode was maybe a little bit like messy. We haven't even made a Twin Ponds episode in a long time, so
I haven't. No.
Yeah. So
shameless plug. What we're gonna be showing next is pretty awesome. I mean, I have no words for it, because it's to the caliber of what you just showed here, but on a marine aspect.
Marine level. I think it's kind of this, there's like the same amount of like just design that had to go into it to make it work and to make it look good, and to make it like look realistic. We just have to wait for, I mean, I would like to wait for those mods to be done, just because it really
I agree,
like shows it off. But maybe if they're not done in a while, we can still show it. So I'm super excited for you guys to see that. Thank you guys again for sitting through this and watching this. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, that's that on Mary Had a Little Lamb for me.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you guys soon. We'll see you later. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Hype.
Sorry. I just wanted to say hype.